In the heart of the Adriatic, where the sea meets the land in a shallow, shifting lagoon, lies one of the world's most improbable cities, Venice. Its origin is a tale of desperation, ingenuity, and fierce independence, beginning not with a grand vision, but with a desperate flight from disaster. The story starts not in the Renaissance, but in the grim, chaotic collapse of the Western Roman Empire. As the 5th and 6th centuries dawned, the prosperous cities of the Roman mainland, like Padua, Verona, and Altinum, found themselves constantly besieged. Hordes of fierce invaders, Visigoths, Huns under Attila, and later the fearsome Lombards, swept down from the north, plundering and burning everything in their path. The wealthy and terrified populations of the Venetia region saw their only hope not in defense, but in retreat. They looked to the water, to the vast, muddy, inhospitable expanse of the Venetian Lagoon. It was a place no invading army, especially one relying on cavalry, could easily navigate. And so, in waves of migration, the people began to abandon the relative safety of their stone homes for the unstable saltwater marsh. They settled first on the larger, more stable islands like Torcello and Malamocco, bringing with them their most precious possessions and their indomitable spirit. The challenge was monumental. They were building a civilization on nothing but mud, sand, and clay. To create stable foundations, these early Venetians had to literally petrify the lagoon floor. They would drive thousands upon thousands of closely packed wooden piles, often made of dense, water-resistant wood like alder or oak, imported from the mainland forests of the Friuli and Istria, deep into the Coranto, the compressed clay layer beneath the silt. These piles, constantly submerged in the oxygen-deprived saltwater, would not rot. Instead, over centuries, they would harden into a stone-like substance, effectively creating an artificial bedrock. Upon this massive submerged timber forest, they laid heavy stone foundation slabs imported from distant quarries and began to build their remarkable floating city. Initially, their settlements were small, simple, and self-sufficient, relying entirely on fishing, salt production, and rudimentary trade. But gradually, necessity gave way to opportunity. The very location that had made them safe from invaders also made them perfectly positioned for trade. Situated midway between the European mainland and the Byzantine East, their city, which became centered around the cluster of islands known as the Rialto, quickly evolved into a bustling port. By the 9th century, the scattered island communities formally united under a single leader, the Doge, marking the birth of the Republic of Venice, the Serenissima. Their mastery of naval engineering and seafaring was unmatched. They dug channels, mapped the tricky currents of the lagoon, and built sophisticated ships, the famous galleys, that carried spices, silks, and treasure across the Mediterranean. The city grew denser, a labyrinth of narrow, winding alleyways, calli, small squares, campi, and, most famously, the intricate network of canals, which served as the city's streets. The Grand Canal, the main artery, became a majestic parade route for the opulent palaces built by the merchant elite, testament to the wealth flowing into the city. Every building, from the simple home to the towering Doge Palace and the Basilica of St. Mark, stood on the submerged trunks of ancient forests, a continuous miracle of architecture defying nature. Venice was forged in fear, but shaped by ambition. It was a maritime republic that saw the water not as a barrier, but as a highway to wealth and power, building a unique, spectacular city that literally rose from the sea, a monument to human resilience and entrepreneurial spirit. Would you like to know more about the major historical figures or specific architectural features of Venice?